Oh, you know, some people like to start their mornings off with coffee. I'm a little different, I guess. I don't know, what is it, 7:30? Good enough time for a Coke. Howdy doody, folks. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so last night I was laying in bed and I came across a post from the Darwin Project devs over at Scavenger Studios, and apparently they've come out with a roadmap. So today what we're going to do is look at that roadmap. I'm going to give you some of my thoughts and what I think about some of the changes that are coming, and just kind of break it down for you in case you're not on Twitter. But if you are on Twitter, you should be following me. And if you like watching streams, I've got links to all that kind of stuff down in the description. Alright, so here we are at the blog post that was posted yesterday, February 5th, for the latest features and 2020 roadmap. This post is kind of interesting. It breaks down all the different changes that the game has gone through since the full release. If you don't know, this game was in early access for about 2 years. And some of the older players like to complain that things are a lot more simplified now and a lot more easily accessible. Some people lament the change. Other people, like myself, this is my first exposure to the game, and I think it's fine. I guess if you like the old game and you wanted to see what the new changes are all about, then this would be a good post for you to read, because it goes through everything individually, what they changed and kind of why they made the decisions that they did, which is pretty good. It's something that you don't see from a lot of devs, so we're going to give them credit for that. But I'm going to go ahead and skip past most of it, because I do plan to make a separate video where I make sort of a beginner's guide and introduce people to the game for the first time and that sort of stuff. So we're not going to go through any of that right now. This piece right here is what I'm more interested in than any of that stuff up above. Because this is the 2020 roadmap. This is the game plan for the game. This is what they want to do. You know what a roadmap is. So the first thing that stands out to me about this roadmap has to be the battle pass. I noticed that there's 3 battle passes planned for this year. It looks like they're going to go on like every 2 seasons, real seasons, not in-game seasons. I guess that's good. I mean, we'll see how it goes. If they continue on this trend, then there will only be 2 for next year, so I'm not quite sure what that's about. But there's going to be battle passes. There's going to be 3 of them, and they do talk about those a little bit. We're going to go into detail on a lot of this stuff, but for now, the battle pass sticks out. So this free-to-play game is going to have a pay aspect, and it's not going to be any like pay-to-win schemes or anything like that. It's just going to be your typical battle pass, but yeah, that's the first thing that stands out. Another big thing that I see that is actually planned really soon is duo mode. Every time I get into a lobby, there's at least one person that asks, how do I play with my friends? Or you can see this being searched online a lot, is how do I play with my friends? And teaming is actually something that can get you in trouble with the devs and all of that, because it's cheating. So they don't allow it. And I guess before the full release, duos used to be a thing, and so people really want that to come back. So it's nice that duo mode is going to be one of the first things that come back, and they do have a timeline for that. Again, we're going to get into that. But the other big thing that comes out to me next is the new classes that I see. They're going to have 2 new classes by the end of the year. The first one coming in spring, and the second one coming in the fall. That could be pretty big. The game, as far as I know, has been, these 3 classes for a while, and it's always had kind of this. I think the idea was originally some sort of balance where it's supposed to be like rock, paper, scissors. One class is a little bit better in some areas and all of that. But by adding 2 more classes, I'm wondering how that's going to affect things like the recon class. I don't have as much experience as some of the other players, so maybe I'm talking out of line here. But the recon class, to me, is the weakest class of them all, especially because of the mobility aspect. And you can see some of that in the last video that I put up, where we looked at what streamers reacted to the jetpack nerf.
The headhunter class, like Crumpet quite rightly pointed out, we should probably get a turret. Not a turret, the teleport, because it needs the mobility. Definitely needs the mobility.
My concern is if they don't balance all of the classes correctly to where they're all equally valuable or as close to that as you can be, then these 2 new classes will kind of power creep onto that 3rd class, like the headhunter class, where it's just irrelevant and there's no reason to play it because there's all these other better classes. We're kind of seeing that a little bit, and the jetpack nerf did address some of that. But it's just like people play it, like I'm playing it right now because I don't have it at level 10, and so I want it there. But a lot of people play it as more of a challenge to themselves, and that's kind of not where you want that class to be. So new classes are great. I'm happy for it. It gives more diversity and more of a interesting dynamic for the gameplay, but they do kind of need to be balanced right so that no one is supremely overpowered to the others. Another big item on this middle line is the game mode update, which they plan to come out in the summer. I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know. Nobody does. They're not going to tell you, right, until it's ready. But that could be cool because right now the only game modes other than being a spectator, watching on Twitch, or being a player, otherwise known as an inmate, or being a director, those are kind of the only game modes. Are they going to have a different game mode where inmates fight differently? Is there going to be like a capture the flag type deal? We don't really know yet, but it's interesting that they're looking at other gameplay modes. So the game will evolve into bigger things. That's good. Maybe when we get down and read, I'll have to cut this out. But if I had to guess, I would say that the new game mode, being that this is a battle royale, is probably going to be some sort of deathmatch or some sort of like challenge mode, or like much smaller condensed arena type battling. Something like that is what I would expect. So moving down another row again, one of the other big things that really stands out to me is the stat tracker. I am really excited for this, and I think a lot of other players would as well. I mean, I know that I have at least 5 wins in the recon class, and I think I have maybe 2 in the grapple class, but I don't know that. And so it'd be nice to actually have a career profile, as they call it later in this post, or some way to go back and look, like how many kills have I gotten in a game? What are my total kills overall? What's the most damage I've ever done? How many wins do I have in each class? How many kills have I gotten as director? All of these different things I think people would like to see. The only thing that's kind of weird about it to me is why we have to wait until the summer to get it. The fact that it's on the roadmap is good. I mean, I'm happy for that. I would like to have it sooner, of course, but, you know, at least it's there. The next biggest thing for me has to be the new tile. The 7 different tiles that are on the map seems okay for 10 players. The game sometimes takes a little to drag on. Sometimes players play way too passively, and as a director, I like to speed that up by closing a couple zones and, you know, nuking some other ones and whatever, just trying to push people closer together. So adding a new tile with just 10 players, it could make the game drag on a little bit longer. Now, I don't know exactly how duo mode is supposed to work, but duo mode coming out first and then adding a new tile, I think that it might work like some people have told me it used to work. Now, again, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if this is how it worked or not, but I was told that duo mode used to be 8 teams with 16 players, and it was the same map. So if you had 16 players on the same map, then the map could be a little tight. But if you added a new tile and now we have 8 tiles, then that could expand things a little bit. So new tile, I'm excited for it. I think that it's cool that they're going to be making changes to the map. I would have much preferred a completely new map and maybe something that's unexpected so the old one doesn't get stale. I don't know how, like right now it's 2 on the left, 3 in the middle, and 2 on the right. So I don't know how adding another one is it's going to give the map like a weird shape for a battle royale. Usually it closes in like a circle, and so this map was by default built like a circle. I don't know. Maybe it won't make a huge difference the way that the tiles work, but yeah, overall, I think it's a good idea to change things up on the map. So the last thing about this 2020 roadmap that's on this is the spectator interactions for the extensions, for the Twitch extensions. And there's also Mixer extensions. I noticed that they don't mention those, but they don't have a large audience on Mixer, so I guess it's not that surprising. I don't know what they're planning to add, and honestly, I don't know what they could add, but apparently they have some plans in the works, so maybe this could be cool, and it'll make the spectator experience on Twitch and Mixer more interesting. If you don't know, spectators, when somebody is streaming the game, spectators get to vote on the different cards that the director throws into the spectator pool. Now, the director can play whatever cards they want, but if they want to sacrifice a card to the viewers, then they can put it in this little separate spectator section, and then, you know, people can vote on who they want to get a health pack, or which zone they want closed, or which one they want nuked, or whatever. And I believe the way it's supposed to work is even if you're playing as an inmate, as long as another director puts it in the spectator pool, then all viewers get to vote on it, whether they're playing as the inmate or the director. So maybe that's how they can innovate on it, is to allow, you know, certain boosts or upgrades to the inmate specifically, or something like that. But you could just vote for your own player or your own streamer. So I really don't know. I'm interested to see what they're going to do, but it's not a huge thing. The spectators, you know, when big streamers come on or something like that, you know, you can see who they vote for, and it does affect the game how aggressive chat wants to be. Chat's usually pretty aggressive, but it's never like overwhelmingly game-changing stuff. Even when somebody closes a zone and drops a nuke, there's ways to survive it. Maybe that's a video if people don't know how to do that, but there's ways to survive all that stuff. Personally, I'm not worried about it at all. Unless I'm playing the recon class and somebody drops a lava floor. Then I'm kind of screwed. So these are my overall first impressions when I look at this roadmap. I'm glad that there's actually a plan. It's not them just throwing shit against the wall to see what happens. They actually have ideas for what they want to do and how they want to implement things. And being that duo mode is one of the first things that they're bringing back, I think that's great. That tells me that they're listening to the community. They know what they want. Again, I'm really not happy that Stat Trackers is going to take until the summer, but hey, at least it's there. All right, so now we're going to scroll down here a little bit and see exactly what they say about some of these features. So the Battle Pass is going to be at the end of February. It's February 6th right now, so about 3 weeks we should have our first real Battle Pass to see what that's about. It says it will come with a progression system, and you'll be able to unlock exclusive rewards such as cosmetics, and they'll be offering unique quests to challenge your skills and wits. So that's pretty cool. We'll see some different gameplay with the different challenges, people trying to achieve those. Cosmetics, I mean, I'm not a person that cares too much about cosmetics. I mean, if I look like a funky, crazy character, then I'm happy with that. The exclusive rewards and the progression system, all pretty standard Battle Pass stuff. I am interested to see if they're going to offer enough ramen in the Battle Pass to secure the second Battle Pass for free if you complete it. That's something that I would like to see come to this. It's just more appealing to newer players and people who aren't willing to spend money. I think I'm going to buy it regardless, just because I like to make content on this, so it's best to have all that stuff. But you know, not everybody feels that way, and I believe in Call of Duty in their first Battle Pass, even if you complete it fully, you like barely have enough for the next one, or you won't have a next for the third one if they repeat the same thing, something like that. And I did not like that at all. So if they could not do that this time and allow you to win through the progression system enough ramen to be able to get a new Battle Pass, then I think that would be a big plus, and people will really be happy with that. So here they talk a little bit about the duo mode that they disabled. They said they disabled duo mode due to issues surrounding the addition of classes, and their invite party system wasn't working properly. So it's actually a good thing that they removed duos, and a lot of people asked why they did that and what was going on. But if it would have come out broken, I think that would have been bad for the game. So it's better that they suspended it until they were able to fix it. But it seems that they were always planning to bring it back. It says our goal here is to address these in time and present duo mode again after the Battle Pass by the end of March. So they actually do have a deadline for themselves when duos should be back at the end of March. So that's good. Also coming by the end of March will be the new tile. They're calling it New Life City. They say they're going to be telling us about this in future communications, but they will also be improving the Twitch extensions around that same time. So everything around the end of March is when this game's going to get a lot of big updates. So I guess that's when we can expect the next big update. Not the end of this month, but the end of next month. So pretty soon. Just want to be clear about something real quick. The new tile isn't coming at the end of March with the Battle Pass in Duo system. The text actually says approximately 1 month after the first Battle Pass. So 1 month from the end of March, so the end of April. Just wanted to clear that up. Following this, of course, they're going to add the new classes. They also point out here show director powers. This is pretty cool. I've wanted some more cards for a while. I think they should extend the card pool a little bit. I feel a little restricted in the cards that I have, but you know, that's fine. And then the second battle pass and new additions to game modes, as well as implementing stat tracking. So the only thing that's here that's not mentioned up above is the show director power. So kind of interested to see what else they're going to add there. But overall, it's looking pretty promising. I'm not going to lie. So anyway, that's my overall general feeling about the 2020 roadmap and what the Scavenger Studios people have planned for us with Darwin Project. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad there's going to be regular updates, which means there's going to be regular content here. So don't forget to subscribe. I like that they're taking this in a direction to kind of expand the game and make it not so stale and boring. Not that the game is stale and boring, but over time, if they didn't do any of these things, then I think it could end up being like that. And to have a successful battle royale, it's good that this is different from other battle royales in that you're not just like scavenging for loot and trying to, you know, get lucky with the RNG system. Like there's actually some skill involved, and the survival aspect is a different take. All of that stuff is good, but if you're not constantly improving it and constantly updating things to make them better, then the game could get kind of stale and boring to play. And I'm glad that this game doesn't seem to be going in that direction, and I'm happy that I picked this as the first game for this channel, because, you know, regular updates means regular content, and that's good. Anyways, that's it for the 2020 roadmap breakdown. If you liked this video, leave a like. If you didn't like it, then leave a dislike. If you want to see some streams and stuff, I do stream on Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, and DLive. So either subscribe here for notifications or go down in the description below and you'll get all of my ats for all of that stuff. It's at Tim Crosby Jr. It's not complicated. Anyways, now that we got the 2020 roadmap out of the way, I can get back to work on that beginner's guide. Look for that coming soon. And yeah, that's about it. Adios.
Dude, I really don't want to bite you, bro.
Yes, you do. You want to touch my cheeks? You told me you want to touch my cheeks. Get over here and touch my goddamn cheeks.
I will fuck you up, dude.
Let's go.
Fucking, come on, you little bitch. I'm fucking tired of your shit. I'm fucking, Mom and Dad. Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. Mom, Dad. Mom, Dad. He's gonna fucking kill me. Please,
let's go, bro. Come on. Bring it, motherfucker. GG, dude.